Hello, my name is Macy Stark. I am an occupational therapy student at Point Loma Nazarene University, and I am here to talk about my research findings on the effect of ethnicity on social support. The objectives of this presentation are to go through my research paper that I wrote over the last semester. It includes the abstract, literature review, methods, results, discussion, and references. Over the last semester, we have learned the 9-step research process, and I have spent a lot of time perfecting this essay and seeing what I can find about ethnicity and social support. So, my abstract, we wrote 7 sentences on the background, purpose, design, sample, methods, results, and implications section. And in the table on the right, I included the genders that we observed, which is just 580 males, the different ethnicities, and the marital status. So ethnicity outlines the 5 main ethnicities in the survey. It included males who are white, Hispanic, Latino, African American, Asian, Pacific Islander, or other. And then I also included marital status for the social support aspect because emotional support is a part of or a form of social support, excuse me. And then the mean age of all the participants in the bottom. So for my abstract, I wrote that ethnicity significantly shapes personal identity and influences social support systems. Social support varies widely across ethnic groups and impacts health, well-being, and quality of life. And an online anonymous Qualtrics survey assessed areas of demographic, social support, and other health-related variables. This study investigates ethnic differences in perceived social support in a randomized sample of men aged 50 years and older. A one-way ANOVA revealed a significant difference in perceived social support among 5 ethnic groups. Future research is needed to explore ethnic-specific interventions to enhance social support networks that benefit culturally diverse communities. For the literature review, I talked about the 5 different ethnicities and the effects of, or its effects on social support, excuse me. So, ethnicity is the fusion of cultural values, beliefs, history, and rituals that connect people and influence personal identities. People of different ethnic backgrounds may experience varying levels of social support, which can influence physical health, psychological health, loneliness, burden of care, overall quality of life, life expectancy, and mental constructs such as anxiety, depression, meaning, hope, and self-transcendence. Social support is important to maintain relationships, to manage communication effectively, and to create a sense of belonging. Social support can extend to families, friends, spiritual gatherings, support groups, and public health systems. So, when one ethnic group coincides with another, acculturation or the sharing of cultural practices occurs. Challenges may arise from acculturation, causing misinterpretations of identity, integration, and social support. Emotional, instrumental, and informational social support behaviors are a part of Westernized cultures. Emotional support pertains to the support given by other people to aid an individual's well-being, so showing empathy, comfort, reassurance, and acceptance. Instrumental support refers to the aid provided by others to solve problems. It includes tangible aid, resources, and task assistance. Informational support offers guidance, knowledge sharing, and problem-solving advice. Oppositely, other cultures may benefit from the emotional comfort of social support groups without explicitly stating their needs. Sources of social support can provide strain and adverse social interactions, which can negatively affect health. Culturally, Chinese American women put the needs of others before their own. For this reason, Chinese American women who receive significant support may feel burdensome with a heightened sense of obligation and indebtedness. These feelings create adverse social interactions that lead to negative health outcomes. Low levels of social support are associated with a rise in morbidity and mortality, especially in men over the age of 50. Many epidemiological studies have found that inadequate social support is linked to the onset and recurrence of depression, poor treatment response in cases of dysthymia, seasonal mood disorders, and the occurrence of depression as a comorbid condition in various medical illnesses like multiple sclerosis, cancer, and rheumatoid arthritis. Positively, those with higher levels of social support were 48% less likely to have hypertension compared to those with lower levels of social support. Furthermore, Chinese American participants with high social support were 64% less likely to have hypertension compared to Korean and Vietnamese Americans. Lack of social support is considered to have similar negative health outcomes on lifespan, such as obesity, cigarette smoking, hypertension, or low levels of physical activity. Yoshida et al. Further elucidates that Mexican American men who reported low or no social support were more inclined to adopt unhealthy Western lifestyles, which increases the risk of obesity. Types of social support can vary among different populations. When comparing social support sources between Latino and non-Latino white veterans, the Herbert et al. Study suggests that Latino veterans were less likely to seek support from friends than non-Latino white veterans. This finding is consistent with Latham et al.'s 2015 study, which concluded that men perceive more social support from friends than female partners, whereas females perceive more support from their male partners. Men acquire greater health benefits from social relationships than women do. High-quality social support from family, friends, and caregivers is an essential resource for enhancing the health of older adults. This research paper aims to find ethnic differences in social support among men over the age of 50. So for the methods, underneath the participants and procedure section, a Qualtrics adult health survey was administered on Prolific, an online survey website, in the spring of 2024. Eligibility included cisgender males aged 50 years and older. The participants were chosen through random sampling. The study aimed to examine the participants' lives, themselves, their friends, and their health status. Before beginning the survey, each individual gave consent to participate in the study. The survey outlined the approval of the study, the purpose of the survey, confidentiality of identity and responses, voluntary participation, compensation, potential risks and benefits of participation, and contact information of the Riverside Cares Helpline, the IRB chairperson, and the researcher. The IRB reviewed and approved the study at California Baptist University. As for the instrumentation, the levels of perceived social support were gauged using the Berlin Social Support Scale, and it is highly reliable and valid because of the alphas that range from 0.89 to 0.92. And in this study or research report, I analyzed the levels of perceived social support from each of the 5 ethnicities. The analysis aims to find an association between the independent variable of ethnicity and the dependent variable of social support. So for my results, one-way analysis of variance, or ANOVA, was computed to determine if ethnicity affected the mean level of perceived social support. A significant difference was found. Bonferroni post hoc test revealed Hispanic men experienced more social support than men who categorize themselves as other. No differences in perceived social support were found among other ethnicities like white, African American, and Asian men. And this concludes that social support does differ by ethnicity. So the research hypothesis was accepted. The results of the current study support the hypothesis that ethnicity does affect perceived levels of social support. The study reveals a major variation of social support across ethnic groups, with Hispanic and Latino men reporting higher levels of social support compared to those who identify as other. This could be attributed to higher amounts of emotional, instrumental, and informational support found through families, friends, or others. Occupational therapy implications. Understanding how ethnicity relates to social support is essential for occupational therapists to provide culturally sensitive and unprejudiced care. The findings of this research paper explored the intersectionality of ethnicity and social support, illuminating the possible implications for occupational therapy practice and how it may impact the effectiveness of interventions. Future research should focus on the efficacy of culturally tailored interventions to amplify social support networks, particularly for groups experiencing acculturation or other ethnic disparities. This may also apply to the consumers at St. Madeleine's Sophie Center. Thank you for listening to my presentation.